Evening, everybody. As you pop in, say hi to me. Just going to adjust this a little bit. I have been at it all day long. This is actually the first time even that I've even been on the computer today. I just turned it on. I thought, I'll give myself 5 minutes to set it up, get the thumbnail ready and stuff. And yeah, I have been going. My house still looks like a little bit of a disaster, but if you can see behind me what I've been working on, it's the sun's starting to go down now, so it might be a little bit more difficult, but as the live show progresses, maybe this will help a little bit to see it a little bit. That's all my earthenware. I bought a display table from work. I got a really good deal on it. I got it for $35 and it's so nice. And I had so much earthenware. I had it all sitting in boxes and stuff. So I thought, well, I need a shelf. I have to decide what I want to do with this stuff, right? My three witches are not going anywhere. They're my absolute favorite. I love those pieces so much. Like, I don't care if somebody offered me $500, I wouldn't take them. You can't really see them right now. Like I said, the sun's starting to go down, but I just want to turn my monitor around here a little bit, just so I look like I'm looking at the camera a little bit more. That's better, right? Hi, Owen. I was going to send you an email this morning and everything started moving. I'm really so sorry, though, you guys. You're going to have to hold up the show for maybe a few minutes because I've got some guy coming over my house to pick up a clock. Let me show you this clock I got. It's been sitting up in the kitchen and I'm not loving on it or anything, right? And I'm trying to get rid of stuff. And I only picked it up for I think I got it for $5 or something, right? It's a really nice clock, but it doesn't have a key to it anymore. So I put it up on Facebook and just told them first $20 can have the clock. And this guy said he was coming right away. I says, as long as you're coming right away, no problem. And here I am already into my live shows and he still hasn't made it here. I told him to honk when he gets here and I'll run down and give it to him, right? But as it is right now, I'm sorry, guys, but you're going to have to hold the show. I know you guys will find something to talk about. I'm just going to see. I think this slips in here somehow so that it doesn't bounce around in traveling. Maybe I'm wrong. In that. I don't want to mess around with that. I don't want to mess around with any of that. And I am, you guys, I'm messing it up. I can't give it to him when I've messed it up. See the state that I'm in. I had fun. My brother-in-law got me my stand today. I'm so pleased. I think it looks so good. It gave me an opportunity to take a good look at the pieces that I have in the earthenware. If you can see behind me, I've got a new stand there, a new earthenware stand. So I want to make sure that we'll just do it like that. There we go. I fixed it. Okay, back to my live until he honks. And like I said, I'm going to have to run downstairs. I live on the 4th floor. I have to wait for the elevator. It'll be 3 or 4 minutes. I'm sure, at least. I'm sure he's going to want to look at it. I mean, for $20, just give me the $20 and run off. At the very least, you'll get your money back, right? You'll get your money back. But yeah, it wasn't my style. I just wanted to say, I guess I always wanted to have one of these fancy clocks when I was a kid, right? And then to have one, I just didn't have the heart to let a customer have it. So I bought it. And I really did like it when I first started working there. I thought it was, what a great score and everything. And, there's lots of them out there. I can't get it going. So, I don't get to listen to it chime or tick or anything like that. So I said, you know what? Let's get rid of it, right? Let's get rid of it. I was going to donate it back to work, but I thought, well, Cindy, you need the money, right? You need to have, if you want to have a couple of coffees while you're at work next week, right? That might be best to try and sell a couple of things. So I put a couple of things up. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. He might not show up. People are pulling up in front of the building right and left, but nobody's honking. And I did tell him to make sure that he honked. So, okay, let's slow this down. Let's slow this down. This is the first time I've actually sat down even. I've been washing floors and decorating, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. But I think for my live shows, I think I might like to push it over even a little bit more that way. Yeah, I got that display case. I got it for $35. I much needed it. And if we have a yard sale or something, it'll be good to have something for all those pieces to sit on. It was really neat. My latest piece, that tall piece right sitting there, it's made to look like a piece of birch tree, like it's a log of a birch tree, but it's got the peeled bark and everything. It's really, really cool. Actually, I should just bring it over and show everybody that one. I really love this one too. And I wasn't too sure what it was, and then I took a close look at it, and he made it like the bark of a tree, like you can even see, right? Just like even on a birch tree, how the leaves peel and stuff on that. I thought, oh, that's so cool. I have to have it. It only cost me $3, and it's a signed piece too. So yeah, I'm happy to have it. And I'm happy to have my stand, everybody. And again, like I said, I'm sorry I'm going to have to run downstairs for a few minutes. It has been a busy, busy day, but I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with the results. How's everybody else's weekend going this weekend? I got my vaccine appointment for May 24th. So I have to stay safe for just under 2 more weeks. We're in our third wave here in Manitoba, and we got hit pretty good. So we got locked down again because we couldn't behave, and thankfully I still get to keep my job. I'm still working, but the hours, I'm sure, will be reduced because we're only allowed to have 3 people in the store at any given time. That's not very much. I got the sun in my eye, so this is something I'm going to have to take note of. Maybe I'll have to get us some drapes or something, this spring or summer. I know the air conditioner should be coming this weekend. I'll probably bring the air conditioner down and set that up in the window and make that tomorrow's project, right? But I can see that the sun makes it hard. I'm having a hard time even reading the comments here. But hi, Owen. Hi, Andrew. Hello there, Bridge of Sighs. Oh, that's nice to have you here. It's nice to have you here. No, look, it's an Angry Birds fan. Hey, look. Wow. So how is everybody doing tonight? We're going to give everybody a few minutes. It takes YouTube a few minutes to get the notifications out to everybody. But in the meantime, you guys, how's it going? Oh, and I have something I want to talk to you about, right? Because yeah, I'm thinking about doing something, and yeah, I wanted to discuss it with you, and I was going to send you an email this afternoon, but then the big running around and the house cleaning and getting the chores done. Even my laundry's only half put away there, half of it's folded, half of it's not, all ready to be put away, but it feels good. It feels good to get these projects. Also, everybody, all my female fans, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. One of the gentlemen at work, his mother brought me in some flowers. She brought me in some flowers, and it had cellophane on it, and on the cellophane in big black marker it said, to the best mom in the whole wide world, to the best mom in the whole wide world, love, Meatball. Wasn't that sweet? Right? She thought to give me a flower from my cat. So I don't usually have these things on my desk just because I'm notorious for knocking things over and everything. And I'm very funny about my computer because there is no extra. I don't have my computer. I get shut down, right? There's no adapt and conquer on that one for the moment anyway. But that could always change in 1 second. And I'm sure if I pulled up a disaster like that, something would come across my path. But yeah, I've been really enjoying. I usually get Sundays and Mondays off, and tomorrow I was supposed to go stand in line for my vaccination. I was going to try and stand in line and just stay there all day, take my camping chair and just move along in the line. I know it's going to be a long wait tomorrow for those people who don't have an appointment to get their vaccine, because they are taking people that don't have appointments, right? So, but I changed my mind because I finally figured out the site, and I got in there and I made my appointment, and I said, okay, well, I can wait. Hopefully I'll just be extra safe, right? And the city is getting locked down pretty good again. So it's important for me to get that vaccine and stay safe, right? What is AB2? Yeah, now you got me curious there. And how's Nancy been doing? Nancy, what were you going to say there, dear? What were you going to say? How have you been doing? How are things going with you? Oh, Angry Birds too. Okay. The official sequel. Okay. I know the Angry Birds. It's the red and white bird, right? It's almost like Woody Woodpecker almost. But I'm not going to disrespect you just in case you think differently. I'm not. The only cartoons I really like are I love Ice Age. I love the Ice Age sagas. I watch all of them. I got a great big stack over here waiting to watch. There were too many. You can't go wrong with Disney, can you? Those Disney classics, Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. And you're like a mother too, Owen, the way you take care of your mom. Did your mom have a nice day? Did you do something for your mom today, Owen? Did you do something, or did you just spend time with her, talking to her, or? Mm. I'm waiting. Oh, it's so nice to be just sitting here. It's so nice to be sitting here. My desk is still a mess. Here's a good story for you. I was putting books out the other day, and I came across this book and I picked it up. I'm not big on reading, right? I like to do YouTube videos just because, I like to see who's telling me the story. I like to see by people's actions and reactions and in their movements. I like to pick up if they're telling the truth or they're factual. You get more out of a video than you do in a book. But the one thing a book does give you that I think is absolutely amazing, and where uh films, they don't fail. They just go about it a different way, because the video you see is somebody else's vision, right? When you read a book, you can use your imagination. Somebody's telling you a story, but you get to imagine the characters and the scenes, in between the gaps, because they'll be saying things like, oh, the sunshine behind the mountains, and then you gotta imagine mountains, but you still get to imagine, well, unless they've gone into great detail, right? But this is the book here, this one, Clan of the Cape Fear series. Who out there has read the Clan of the Cape Fear series? It was one of my favorites. I was always a saga kind of girl. I do like sagas, family sagas especially, and this one is like a saga in evolution. And this was the last book, and I wasn't too sure if I saw it because it had been a long time since I read a book. So I thought, well, maybe there's a couple of books that I haven't read. There's no point in grabbing this one because I won't read it if I think I've missed a book. I'll wait for that other book to come along, right? So, but I looked inside the cover, and this, sure enough, was the last book, right after the last book that I read. So I'm really excited about giving myself time to just sit and relax. Maybe I can have a little time tomorrow, but I think tomorrow I would like to spend some time outside. I've got some official chores and phone calls and stuff to do. I need to figure out my phone because they've overcharged me for my phone and stuff. So now I'm using my Wi-Fi. Yeah. And like I said, you guys, at the beginning of this live, because just in case you're just popping in now, I am going to have to leave my live for a few minutes as I run downstairs to take this clock down to somebody who's bought it. And he said he was going to be here an hour ago. He says, oh, I'll come right away, but he hasn't come yet. And I told him to honk his horn and I would come down. I would hear it and I would come down. So that's why my windows are open a little bit louder today. But yeah, Owen, I did want to talk to you about something before I bring it up on the channel and stuff. I just wanted to kind of run something across to you first. So I'll email you and I'll let you know what's on my mind, and then you can let me know what you think and stuff, and then we'll just take it from there, right? We'll just take it from there. Yeah, do you see the new display tape? Look at all those pieces. That's all earthenware. These are all pieces that were made with clay. These are hand milled. These are coil work. This is slab work. This is like potter's wheel work. And I've been picking it up work anywhere for 75 cents up to maybe $3 or $4 a piece. And I've been picking it up at work, and I just absolutely love it. I just love it. But I don't want to be a collector of anything. So it is going, but I just don't know if it's going to go as a collection or if me and my sister are going to open up shop somewhere. There's so much retail space available. I don't know how they can say that there's a boom in the market in real estate, because there are so many little shops and stuff and retail space that's available to be had, and I think we could get these things for a good price, but I think I would love to sell it. Okay, Nancy. Bye, Nancy. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in. I always appreciate it when you pop into the lives, as I appreciate everybody when they pop into my lives. Being Mother's Day too. I expect this is a busy day and everybody's pooped for, right. Sometimes dealing with family, even though it's Mother's Day, it could cause a little bit of stress. It can, or it could even throw you back into memories and stuff. It just drains a lot of energy. And lots of times when it's over and done, when you're done with the day, it's just nice to put your feet up again with a nice book, or video or something going on. Does it look nice? Oh, thank you. Thank you, On. I appreciate that. I've been kind of working on it. I've been kind of working on it all day, but I think I can see I need to move some shelves around a little bit. I think I think but I think I did a good job, and it will consistently change. That shelf will consistently change. I will keep it. I It's a display shelf. It would look really nice in a store, so I know I'll get my money back that I paid for it, maybe a little bit more if I were to sell it. So it was a little bit of an investment because it will show up really nice. I'll be able to take some nice pictures of the pieces and stuff when I sell them. I did buy them with the intent to sell them, right? I have a lot of beautiful little pieces there, and I got a little bit of art glass and a little bit of Murano and stuff down there, and I found a little space for all my big. I collect big coffee table books, mostly history books and stuff, but I found a little bit of space down on the ladder shelf, on the bottom shelf. I was able to get some books stacked up there, so that was really good. Get them off of the floor, make it easier for me to wash and sweep my floors. Yeah, it was a big housework day, and I did 3 loads of laundry. And we went up to the store and picked up the shelf and brought it here. Then I put a roast in the oven, and I made some rice. So after my live show, I'm gonna make some fried rice and put them in Tupperware containers and stuff. So it'll be almost like TV dinners next week that I can just pull them out of the freezer, and I'll have meals for next week. I'm trying to get as much of this done today so that when I get up tomorrow, I won't be leaving until 11:30 or 12 o'clock. But I have a live show that I do in the morning. But I think I would like to get out for a little bit. Maybe go for a bike ride. Maybe it'll be warm enough for a bike ride. It has been still pretty chilly out, right? It still has been a little bit chilly. I was actually talking about you today, Andrew. I was inviting on my Instagram, I was inviting people to come hang out with us that are learning English and come and hang out with us. I says, and you'll just absolutely love the guys there, the moderators there. They're just absolutely amazing. And, if you ever, right, would consider being an English teacher, Andrew, I might be able to help you out there because, you are much more suited to doing this than I am. And, you might be able to make a living. You've been talking about getting away from the university and stuff, right? And this way it would make it a little bit like your own little business, but you would have to do it on Zoom calls and stuff. But I would be happy to show you how to do it with you too, Owen, if you wanted to do something like that. You guys are such communicators, and all it is having conversations, right? On topics that you all enjoy. It's not like on any specific, you're not teaching them ABCs or anything like that, right? It's actually having conversations. And I was actually thinking about you and thinking how good you guys would be at that, right? Mm. Yeah, I've got a big bin of pencils. My mentorship, when I went through that mentorship last year, right? And when I got this job that I have now, and things have been looking up and slowly getting better and better with me, and I'm so grateful. But my main teacher in this mentorship program that I was in, he collected pencils. So I've been collecting all kinds of neat pencils, and every time a little handful of pencils or something comes out of the store, I pick through them and try and grab ones that he hasn't seen before, and I throw them in the box, but this box is getting pretty full. It's because of the coronavirus. Everything's kind of shut down and everybody's working from home and stuff. So, that will be nice to be able to, maybe bake him some cookies or something and take his pencils to him, because he sure did enjoy, he sure enjoys digging through old pencils. It was kind of enjoyable to watch, right? Somebody getting that kind of enjoyment. But we all have those things that we enjoy doing, on our own time, that we do to make ourselves feel calm, kind of coddle ourselves, kind of treat ourselves a little bit, right? Even I do. Sitting at home, there are little things that I like. Like, I like to look at a clean apartment. That makes me happy. And especially when I'm so busy, right? That things can get so disorganized. And when I'm tearing through things and donating and cleaning cupboards and stuff still, but it's always ongoing. I just don't know. And I'm just picking up after myself. I don't really truly know how moms truly do it when they actually have a big family and a whole household full of kids, picking up after the kids or trying to encourage the kids to pick up after themselves. I could just imagine the energy drainage in that, right? I could just imagine the energy drainage and all of that. Just got to keep an eye on my phone at the same time, just because I'm waiting for somebody to come and pick up that clock, and I'm going to have to leave the live for a few minutes. But this was just somebody else inquiring about the clock too. So I don't know. I All I know, I'm gonna I'll give him a half an hour. If he doesn't show up in a half an hour or after my live show shows up, I'll take one of these other offers. There's other people that are inquiring about this too, right? And it's gonna help out during the week. I'll be able to buy coffees during the week, and I've frozen stuff. And it's not about being broke or anything. I just set higher priorities for this check, right? Like, I wanted to make sure that I took care of some things, which were my rent, and I wanted to make sure that I got a good chunk put on a bill, so at least I can feel good that even if I was broke, that I actually made that extra effort to get ahead of the game a little bit. And that is so unlike me. If you know anything about me, I'm not that person. Because I would spend the bill money too. I don't care if I need something or I want something. I've never been, right. I don't live that way. I just kind of, oh, I want that. Okay. And then when the bill shows up, I go, oh, I don't have it now. And then I scurry around trying to save money to pay the bill and stuff. And I usually normally get ahead of the game that way eventually. But I make it a struggle on myself, because I'm very much the in the moment kind of person, right? I don't think too much of saving for the future. My dad was that way. My dad lived so much, by living in the present. Even that plaque that I carry around, I've been dragging that plaque around with me for, and actually, if you don't know what plaque I'm talking about, let me just grab it here. It's this one here. This was my dad's plaque. It's so old. It's peeling off the board now. And it was just a quote by some guy named Rex Schoof. And it's from 1973, people. Oh, 1977. Isn't that strange? Because 1977 has been showing up in my feed for over a week now. Every time I just seen, I'm not seeing 77, I'm seeing 1977. I'm seeing references and listening to referencing to 1977, and I'm trying to think. Oh, and I remember I was looking for my evolution of the butterfly, that clay piece that I made, because I made one too. And I found it. It was sitting up in the fridge and it was holding light bulbs. So I'm glad I didn't throw that away. Like I kept that. And actually that piece was dated 1977. So it's really strange, right? Serendipities. But I've also been reading a lot up on serendipities and coincidences and things happening just when you need them, right? And you can see, isn't this beautiful? The light, the evening light that I get. I absolutely just love the evening light here. I just love the evening light. I love my big picture window, everybody. Does everybody have a window to look out at? You know, I was looking out my window. Oh, it was last week. I was looking out my window and there was a light. I'm looking directly at the legislative building, right? And every once in a while there'll be little posts and stuff about the legislative building here in Manitoba. And I'm directly right in front of it, probably maybe 5 or 6 blocks away, but I just see the rooftop of it and a little bit of the bottom just because of the way an apartment is situated architecturally. And there was a light flashing on the roof and it was flashing. And oh, is that ever weird, right? Like, I wonder what that means. I wonder what that flashing light means. And it was in the middle of the night. It was very, very late at night. And then yesterday I was watching a video on the legislative building and they were actually saying that light flashing was just to say that they were in session, right? That the offices were in session. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of hypnotic and kind of mysterious at the same time because there is a lot of Da Vinci Code kind of stuff going on. You know, a lot of Freemason and a lot of coding in that legislative building. Lots of fossil in the stone too, like the cut blocks and stuff of stone. Lots and lots of fossils. It's very interesting building. I don't know why I got focused on that. Oh, because I was looking at Hermes. Hermes has been in my life like all week too, right? And I googled who is Hermes, right? I knew he had something to do with mythology, right? So I googled who Hermes was, and it turned out he was referenced as the trickster. He liked to trick the gods, right? He liked to trick the gods, and he really enjoyed taking care of humans. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool because that's kind of the way I think about things, right? Is everybody moving towards the vaccine? I mean, no judgment. I know it's big decisions, right? There's lots of people with great fears and needles and stuff, and they're taking a stand with the vaccine, but they're taking a stand out of fear, right? About out of fear, and they're looking at having this stand on their rights in order not to look like they're afraid of getting the vaccine, right? And I heard, like, it doesn't barely even notice it going in, right? If I could have my virus vaccine tomorrow, I would, right? It's that important. We're so close, people, to being over and done with this. It's going to be feeling so good to take off our mask, and I try to walk away from people and everything and pull down my mask, and that fresh air, it sure feels good. I'm looking forward to taking my camera up to the roof here and showing everybody a real bird's eye view of the area that I live in. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. So see, that affected you, and of course that's in your system, right? Yeah, I get it. Oh, Kathy's here too. Hi, Kathy. And the autism came from the vaccine. That's interesting to know. I didn't know that could happen. I know that when I have a flu shot, that I get a reaction. The first time I took the flu shot, the very next morning I woke up with some kind of inflammation in the bottom of my feet. And it took over 9 months for that to go away. It was very, very painful. It was like 24/7 pain. So I told my doctor, and says, I just don't take the flu shot, right? So I never took the flu shot. But then a few years later, I said, well, maybe it wasn't the flu shot. Maybe it would have been happening to me anyway. And maybe it was from the concrete floors in the plant or something. I'll have the flu shot. I'll try the flu shot one more time. And I got the flu shot in my arm. And then I spent the next 11 months with constant pins, needles, heat, sharp pain, numbing. Like it felt like my hands were like 10 times the size that they were, and they were numb. And it was funny because it came the exact same way as the first one did. So my doctor said flu shots for sure not, Cindy, right? But I'm having my vaccine. I'll go through the side effects of it, and I'm really, really sorry about the autism there, dear, that your son got from his vaccines. I know that these things happen, and I can imagine how much. Well, he's your son, right? You love him and stuff, but to have a lot of problems is a lot of work on the whole family, right? Financially, emotionally, right? Emotionally, it's a lot of work. Not to mention physically how exhausting it could be too, right? Oh, Owen, excellent. All ready to go. And your mom too, because I remember your mom had to go into the hospital, right? Or to the doctors to have hers done. Yeah, it's funny, that people are making such a stance on something. This is an expensive endeavor by the government to get these vaccines out to everybody, and it's funny that it has to be such a battle, right? That it's always got to be somebody wrong and somebody right, and everybody gets to make their own choices in life. I understand that. I understand that. And just like, I am the nuke, right? You know, him saying, that, so he has these emotional problems with the vaccine and stuff, and everybody has the right to make those decisions for themselves, right? Doesn't mean I can't try and convince you otherwise. It doesn't mean that I can't try to convince you otherwise, right? Because I think it's important. I don't know if maybe has anybody heard, Andrew, or anything, that if there were to be another strain of the coronavirus, would these vaccines hold up against them? Would they keep us safe? Would there be some aspects of these vaccines that you say that in 10 years, if we got another coronavirus type virus, that that some of that vaccine that we got for this virus, that there'll be, what do you call that, ingredients? Like, will it have been formulated in a way that we might get some of those benefits if another flu should arrive? I'd be see because I don't follow the news, right? I don't follow the news. I follow the mayor, and if there's something big announcement or something coming, I'll know, right? Also, I have my sister. My sister keeps me aware of what's going on with the world. So, but there are people out there that can worry about these things, right? And people give me flack because I don't vote, right? That I don't vote, and I look about at the stances these politicians make and stuff, and if I don't have something of value to contribute, right, besides my own feelings, right, maybe I could influence somebody to see things my way, even if it's not the right way. So I would much rather have these big decisions just left in somebody else's hands, right? To make these decisions, these important decisions, because there are experts in everything, and politics is not something that interests me in other ways, in any way at all. I would much rather just stick in the realms of the topics that I love, right? Stick in the topics that I love. I try to touch base on little things here and there, only because I know these are topics that my followers and my friends and my peers enjoy talking about it. In order for me to stay in the loop, I'm going to have to be educated at some point in some aspects of these ideas, right? So I have to learn to just use my own opinions, right? So I try not to delve into the nitty gritty of these things. I just like stay aware a little bit, only as in as much as it keeps me safe and keeps my family safe, right? Oh, I don't know if I want to be troubled with all of that. I mean, I will if I have to, but that seems like such a bother, Kathy. It does. But like I said, in this problem that the world has, in this problem that the world has, I am happy to follow suit, follow the government, and just follow suit, right? Be trusting in this manner. There are lots of things. My spidey senses will let me know if something is not on the up and up, right? And I will chew on it and I will find out what's wrong and I'll make a big stink. I'll make no. I'm not. I do turn my cheek quite a bit. I have a big mouth. I remember, saying, "Oh, when I quit this job, you just wait. I'm just going to make sure so and so knows this, and I'm going to make a list just so that they're ready and they're to jump in, and they have valid reasons to let them go. And oh yeah, payback time." Right? I thought this way quite often when I thought people were treating me badly in management and stuff. When in reality, right? It's only a matter of opinion, and in the end, I never did. I would just walk away, right? Just walk away and never give them another thought, never complain to anybody, never make it. Oh, even in that job when I had in that cafeteria in that government building, right? When that woman terrorized me and stuff. Now I'm glad I didn't, right? I'm glad I didn't, really make a big stink and go to better business and stir the pot and do a little bit of revenge because they were totally wrong. I probably could have done something about it, but I'm glad I didn't, right? Because now that I have a better understanding of that woman, she was having a reaction. She was having a reaction to me. She was having a reaction to me, right? So it obviously, and I remember like she was pulling out her hair and she had to wear a wig and stuff. So I knew she had nerve problems and I was probably agitating it just as much. Oh my goodness, I was there for 2 months with her and we never spoke a word with each other. We worked as a good team because, when there's no communication, right? But, the hip checks and the shoulder rubs and the dirty looks and stuff, it all added up to the same thing. It all added up to the same thing. And in the end, I think my payback was just not coming back, right? As much as he threatened me and cried the blues and made me feel sorry for him and demanded, right? Threatened. Oh my goodness, he did everything. And he had me going. He had finally had me going. I said, okay, I'll just come back just for a couple of weeks until you can figure something out. And then he said something mean, and I said, nah, I'm done talking to you. We are done with this. And I never went back. I never went back again. He tried to hold back my paycheck and stuff. I went to Better Business Bureau over that. He paid me right away, but But, he just tried to make me miserable. But I just wanted to get out of there. I knew that he was going to have problems, but I couldn't take it, right? And he wasn't willing to bend in any way to make it as safe for me there as I could. And exactly discipline the people that weren't doing their job properly. Yeah. I don't know how I got on that. I'm pooping out right now, right? It's already, but I feel good. I feel good today. I feel good that I feel like I got lots accomplished. I just love this shelf. I guess I could bring the camera over just a little bit. Let's see if we can do that. And we can show everybody what I got going on over here. If we can get over here to the shelf in any way, this might be about as far as I can get. And you can see all the pottery I have, all the way down platters, and see there's a bunch of my books and stuff. And yeah, I had a little bit extra that I didn't know what to do with, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it again tomorrow. And most definitely it's going to look a little bit different. It's going to look a little bit different on next Sunday when I pop in and do my lives, right? Because I still am in the little bit of that decorating mode, right? Just keep. You should have seen me. I was pulling it to that end of the room. I was moving chair. I only have one chair, but I moved things around at least a half a dozen. Oh, at least a half a dozen times today. Yeah. Oh, Melvin's here. Hi, Melvin. How have you been doing? What's new in your world? And we all have our own worlds, don't we? We all have our own worlds, that's for sure. I was actually, maybe I told this on my Instagram yesterday, this story. I was watching, it was a documentary. It was about a little girl. Her name was Eugenia Martinez. She was from Spain. She was born in Spain in 1671. She was actually born in a church. Her mother went into labor. They went to church, and she thought she had time, this baby was born in church. It was a healthy baby with a good appetite and everything. And in the 1600s, that was a really, really good sign, because 1/3 of the babies died, right, from malnourishment, and just the way it would have been. It would have been like today's refugee camps or Skid Row, right? This is how the peasants lived, and they were peasants, right? But she was born, and she was a chubby kid. And by the time she was 1 year old, she was like 40 kilos. She was really, really huge. And the villagers used to come by and take a look at her. And as she was growing up and stuff, they started mocking her and making her feel bad and just bullying her. And I guess the family got a little bit embarrassed and worried for their daughter. And so they brought her into the house. So she was growing up in the house, protected in the house, and protected from the ridicule of people. And she got to be a little bit of a legend in the area, in the different villages in the area. And that word eventually got to King Charles II, right? King Charles II. And in those days, well, they used to collect people that were oddities, right? They would collect dwarfs. They would collect mystics. They would collect people with psychological and deformities. And they would keep them in court, right? And make them part of the royal court. And so he sent for this little girl, right? And she actually became part of his royal court. By the time she was 6 years old, supposedly she was like almost 90 kegs, which is like 170 pounds or something. That's really, really huge. And she lived her entire life in court with Charles II. And these people were meant to entertain him, entertain his guests, just make things interesting around the castle and stuff. I mean, it was much better than being a peasant, living a peasant life. So, but they didn't get paid or anything, but they would have been able to have some sort of up lifestyle, you would think. Actually, Eugenia Martinez, she actually had her royal portraits taken twice. Twice she got her royal portraits done. One was clothed and one was unclothed. She actually had to pose naked, and she was painted by a really famous painter. And yeah, they said she was very, very sad her whole life. She only lived to be 23 years old, right? But yeah, supposedly she got really, really, really big. And so I was watching this documentary, and I found it to be so interesting. I got so involved in it that a couple of days later I watched it again, right? I watched it again, and it made me think about the impact of what people, they say you are what you think, right? But lots of times we are what other people think. I'm a true believer that the way people think of us impacts the way we think about ourselves, right? And it's not so much that we just because we don't beat ourselves up for no reason. We think these things about ourselves, right? We have to dig for the bravery and dig for the courage, right? We think we worry too much, or we're not pretty enough, we're not rich enough, we're not smart enough, we're not kind enough, right? Oh, Sharon's here tonight too. Hi, Sharon. It's nice to have you here. We've missed you. We've missed you. How have you been doing? How's your son doing? Have you gotten your vaccines yet? Have you gotten your vaccine? You just missed Nancy. Nancy was here tonight. She would have loved to have seen you tonight. Talking about hats, I got a couple of really neat hats. I want to show you guys my hats here. I got a Columbia hat, and I got a DNY hat. I just absolutely love them. I only got them for $1.50. This is a Columbia hat for summer. If I can get it open. I get to wear. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. I just love my hats, right? And I'm very picky too. But it's a good thing about my job that I get such lovely first dibs on some really, really lovely. It looks good on me. Even I have to admit that this hat looks good on me. Oh, that's great news, Sharon. That's great. Congratulations. That's some great news. Take a look at this hat. This hat is nice too. Look at this one. Is this one cute? Isn't this a cute hat? I really am picky about hats, but I think I did really, really good with these two hats. I think they're going to serve me. They're going to serve me very well, right? And that's one of the perks of the job that I have, right? This is one of the perks of the job that I have. But that is great news, Sharon. See how things are progressing. We are slowly coming out of this, people. It's amazing. We're slowly coming out of this mess. Now, financially, that's going to be another story, right? But with my crew, you guys, right? We've been used to this our entire lives, right? Poverty is nothing to us. Adapt and conquer. We can do that. We do that very well. You got to think of the people that have always been well to do that, though, right? All the people that have always had a little bit extra money to be able to go off and do the traveling and have nice cars and nice houses and have those nice lives and stuff. They're the ones that are going to have a really, really difficult time because they're going to have to learn to pinch. They're going to have to learn to budget, right? they're not going to understand going without, but we've always gone without our entire lives anyway. Like, this is going to be a breeze to us, right? Even if we do go into a recession, this is going to be an absolute breeze for us. I mean, I'm not wishing for to happen, right? For the system to crash and everything. But you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a psychic to know that when these terrible tragedies happen in the world, that there is a little bit of blowback and there's a little bit of struggle. A little bit. I'm going to say a whole bunch of struggle. Has anybody been watching what's been going on news, right? With Perseverance or watching SpaceX and their launches and their coming homes and stuff. Has anybody been watching any of that? I've been finding it very, very interesting. Got to find my mouse here because I need to take my notifications off. They pop up every once in a while. Let me bring the comments down and see what's going on. But happy Mother's Day, Sharon, for sure. Happy Mother's Day. I am so happy that you took a little time out of your day to come and hang out with us. I'm not even thinking, right, is a little bit of a slow Sunday and stuff. And yeah, I'm not even thinking that it's because, the moms are spending a little bit of time with the kids, right? A little bit of time. And even if it's just online or on the phone, right? Even if it's just online or on the phone. But yeah, maybe Sharon has read this book. I got this book, Sharon. It's part of the Clan of the Cave Bears series. Have you read this one? Has anybody read this book? I love the Clan of the Cave Bears series. I've read all these books, but I don't remember reading this one. And when I looked, this was the last of the book. So I'm thinking maybe I haven't read this one. So I'm looking forward to actually spending some time. Maybe even tomorrow I can put, not an hour, maybe 2 hours. Maybe I can put 2 hours away tomorrow afternoon just to enjoy reading a little something, right? I remember I got into this series, this saga. I love sagas. Everybody's so quiet, right? Has anybody had any reactions at all to the needles? That'd be interesting about that. Yeah, I got this book for $1 at work. Actually, with the staff discount, I got it for 70 cents. That's a really, really good deal. I'm just going to donate it back once I've read it, right? Because a storybook I wouldn't keep. Anything with reference. I got a couple of really, really, really good books on different topics. So I got some history books. I got some motivation books. And yeah. Like I said, my house, it looks tidy from the view that you guys have here, right here. But my dish sink is full. I was trying to get the dishes done at the very least before I started my lives. But I was in the process of making dinner too, because I've got a roast in the oven still. I turned the oven off, so it's going to be good during the live, right? But I put a roast in the oven and I made some rice. So I'm going to make a great big fried rice, and then I'm going to portion it into containers and freeze them for the week. That will be nice. And I'm going to finish folding my laundry, put my laundry away, right? Then I'm going to finish up my dishes. My house will be clean. So when I get up tomorrow, I can do a couple of lessons, right? Watch a couple of great videos in the morning and then do my live show on Instagram, and then make some phone calls, do a little bit of official stuff. Yeah. I got to get some stuff done tomorrow, but maybe by noon or 1 o'clock tomorrow, I can be done and have the afternoon for myself. That would be really, really nice. That's what a couple of people have been saying, Sharon, that the site where they got the vaccination was actually quite sore, right? Maybe the people have been giving so many needles, right, that they're just getting really efficient at doing that jab, right? I could just see them holding on to the needle like this. Okay, Sharon, your turn, right? Just stabbing it, stabbing it into your arm, right? But yeah, I did hear a lot of people talk about that, right? The sore arms. Since I am inquiring, I want to know who's getting shots, who aren't getting the shots. I noticed the people that aren't getting the shots have become very defensive about not getting their shots. They're very defensive, right? So I've been trying to word it different when I'm making the phrases. And I always say, right, like I just did to Sharon and stuff, I always say congratulations because it's important, right? That to show each other that in the end, we are a team. The whole world is a team, and we're going to get out of this together by just doing our part. And if all it means is just, right? Yeah. I get my vaccine on the 24th. I have to wait a little bit. I'm waiting to see. Maybe I'll get a cancellation and something, but because I work full time, I only can do it on the Sundays and Mondays. But I do have my appointment for the 24th. So I'll be pleased with that. You know, Manitoba's going to get a form of summer this year, but right, it might be the tail end of summer, and there might be a little bit of, well, sadness going on, right? In the end, we got that third wave. It hit us. It hit us pretty good, right? And we were having hundreds and hundreds of cases every single day, and that was the first time during the whole virus that has happened, right? You know, we were able to lock down when the numbers started rising a little bit last winter, and we were able to shut that right down. But now people are tired, right? People are tired. People are seeing the nice weather trying to take hold, and they don't want to go through another summer. They don't want to go through more shutdowns. Emotionally, they're done with all of this, right? Emotionally, they're just done. So they want their summers, right? So if in order for us to have that summer, we all need to get vaccinated. 48%, I think they said 48% of people over the age of 18 have had their vaccines. I'm just going to take cancel. I better do it this way because I almost ended the live show there, people. It was so funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It wouldn't have been funny if I had lost my live show. But let's see here in Manitoba. I know that people are having their own problems depending on, what province or state or territory you live in, right? How the vaccine is being distributed in your area, right? They're taking care of the vulnerable here, but I think I should have had my shots already because I do work with a lot of vulnerables, right? So yeah, 422 new cases, hundreds and hundreds. And we have been under, oh my goodness, we have been under like 50 cases for the longest time, for pretty much the entire coronavirus, under less than 50 cases a day. And we were kind of setting the standard, not setting the standard, but setting ourselves up really well, in the eyes of the rest of the country about how well we were doing, right? And this just shows that we are just as vulnerable as any other state, any other province, any other territory, right? We messed up. We should have been tighter. Like if we could have just down like a true lockdown for 2 weeks. Just say, everybody, you have 48 hours. get your groceries, shut yourself in the house, and you're in there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We could shut this down. We could just absolutely just shut this down, and we're still struggling. But it teaches us too, I think, in the end, that viruses, they take on a life of their own, don't they? And when you mess with Mother Nature, sometimes Mother Nature will just find another way, right? Maybe we're just prolonging what's going on with the virus by intervening in the way that we are. So that's why it's important, I think, that we should have our vaccine. We need to emotionally be done with this. We emotionally can't take too much more of our life being restricted, because now we are picking on things, aren't we? Right? It's like getting into trouble for something somebody else did, just because somebody's nerves were just at the very end, and then they took it out on you, and you got the full blast of the misery of their life. And it's kind of like that when it comes to the coronavirus. Everybody's so emotionally done with it that it doesn't take much to get on people's nerves. It doesn't take much, for that thread to be just worn down that much, where somebody actually might pick a topic as an excuse, right? And then somebody gets it for the whole thing, rather than, just for the silly comment, look, or inconsiderateness that they might have done, right? They'll get it for the whole shebang. So it's important that we just kind of take a break from this, even though we know we're going to go, the cleanup is just going to be just as bad. The cleanup in all of this is going to be just as bad. And we have to remember too, we'll be tiptoeing around hearts, won't we? Because I think at this point, we do know people now who have had the coronavirus. I know a few people now who have had a virus, maybe not personally, but I know of them, right? And they kind of interact in the circles that I'm in. So it touches, doesn't it? And it makes you think. Mother Nature, it has its own plan, and we kind of thinks that we can manipulate and change things to the way we want to, but sometimes that's not possible, right? Sometimes that's not possible. I was just seeing something interesting there. Let me just turn this down and come right out of here and see boop. Oh, Nance, that was just Nancy sending me some DMs, some direct messaging and stuff, and she was saying that she got her vaccine. She's got her first one, right? But she's got to come off her seizure meds, so she's got to stay calm. She has to keep everything healthy and running smooth so that she can take this time, right? Because now she's got to wait another couple of weeks, and Nancy didn't think she was going to get her vaccine. Nancy didn't think she was going to get her vaccine. My heart is touched by the fact that she went out of her way and she found a way. I'm so pleased. That takes a lot of worry off everybody, doesn't it? Like the people who follow and hang out with us every Sunday night and everything, to find that our dear Nancy, who thought that she wouldn't get her vaccine because of her serious health issues, and because she had to go into the hospital and be taken off her seizure meds, right? So now that's absolutely amazing. I'm so pleased, right? I love Nancy, and that takes some worry off of me too, right? Because not all the people that come and hang out with us on Sunday nights, right? We all have issues, right? Whether it's physical issues, emotional issues, financial, spiritual, right? Or all of the above, right? And we all have these problems, right? But if you just keep moving forward and just make an effort, and if you make an effort in the right direction, I always say the wind will pick you up and carry you the rest of the way, if you just don't have that strength in yourself, right? But That's some good news. Thank you, Nancy, for letting me know, and I'll go and check out that full message after my live show today. That's some really good news. Wow. Yeah, so see, everything is moving along a little bit better now. Now, do these vaccines, now here's a question for everybody. Are these vaccines supposedly good with the variants too? Are they supposed to be working with the variants too? I don't know. Oh, you got flowers and a card for Mother's Day. Sharon, is that what happened? Oh, that's lovely. I know your son Sid is so amazing. Yeah, he loves his mom, that's for sure. Really? First, yeah, because I remember you saying that you would go when you have your visit, you would go sitting in the park and stuff, Sharon. So the first indoor group gathering. And how many people? How many people were there? We were allowed to have gatherings up to 10 people here up until last week in Manitoba. Our store got knocked down. We're only allowed 3 people at a time in our store, and everybody's allowed half an hour. It's not even going to pay for our wages. I'm going to assume that our sales are going to suffer, and I don't know if we'll even stay open, but I know it won't be for long now, right? If the government made some good moves, we got these vaccines in just in time, just fast enough that maybe we might be able to enjoy a little bit of interacting with Mother Nature and get out and have some time for fishing, camping, going for walks, going for bike rides, interacting with our families, right? Wow, I'd be looking forward to going to a movie, in all honesty, to going to a movie theater. That is what I am. Yeah, I think I would like, me and my sisters, we go maybe once every couple of months. We'd choose a day and we go to see, we'd pick a movie and we go and watch a movie at the theater. And there was nothing like it was lots of fun doing something as sisters and friends like that and going together, and getting popcorn at the concession and drink and just spending a couple of hours enjoying a movie, especially when I don't watch TV. When I haven't seen them, well, I've seen a movie, but they're movies that are based around mindset and mindfulness, the topics that I enjoy, not an entertaining movie in any way, right? Well, it was entertaining because there's topics that I like, but when I say entertaining, a blockbuster, right? So I do enjoy blockbusters. I sure enjoyed the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Ring movies. I feel bad that those all closed to an end. Those all came to an end, right? I really enjoyed those. Wow. So they're just gonna fix that, Melvin? They're just gonna fix your airbag and then give you your truck back, or does it? Oh, okay, for replacement, you'll get it back right away. Oh, that's nice. What did you make, Owen, for your mom for breakfast? What did you make your mom for breakfast? I made something absolutely delicious yesterday. I made scrambled eggs and then I broke off little pieces of cream cheese, right? And I fried up sausages and I put the lid on it and then I just let it go puffy tall. Oh my gosh, it was so creamy and so delicious. I've never had anything like that before. I only bought the cream cheese because it was on sale for $1.25, and I thought that was really cheap because it's usually like $3 for a little brick of cream cheese, right? So I thought, well, for $1.25, I'll find a use for this, right? Maybe I'll make a little cheesecake or something, right? I don't know what I was thinking, but I grabbed it. But it was just sitting in my fridge, and it's, oh, let me try this. And I made, it was like an omelet, right? And then I used the cream cheese, but it was so delicious. It was so delicious. Yeah, Sharon, I'm looking forward to doing some traveling into the States. Can you imagine? I just got my passport. I was just getting geared up to go on the road, right? I was geared up. I could have gone into the States and just traveled for months and months, and I just got shut down hard. But we're coming out of it, and I want to do this, and I have my passport, you know. I'm sure the universe will figure out a way that I can pick up where I left off and I can get into the States, right? That will be absolutely amazing trip. It would be I yeah, I remember I used to do manifest a fifth wheel, right? I said, "Oh, I want a fifth wheel." I even had it um imagined in my mind's eye what it looked like, right? Where I was going to drive it, where I was going to leave it, and right. I am looking forward to hitting the road. I am looking forward to new adventures, and right. It's been a long time. Our Sunday lives, we've been getting on with these Sunday lives for the longest time here on YouTube, but it's just enough, isn't it? It's just enough to help keep us so that we're not worrying about each other, right? Oh, you can see the pottery as it's getting darker. The pottery is showing up just a little bit more. It's a really nice shelf. I'm going to get lots of use out of my shelf, but I'm going to be selling all that pottery. It's all going towards my car, right? I'm buying a car, so I'm looking forward to getting rid of that, and then we'll put something else on the shelf. This week, you guys, you wouldn't believe it. I picked up a bowl with a spoon. It was a piece of what's the name? What's the name? Limoges. It was a piece of Limoges pottery. It was just a serving dish, for vegetables, but it had a little ladle with it, right? And I picked it up. I paid $4.50 for it, and we sold it within half an hour or an hour of it being listed, and we got $150 for it. We got $150 for it. So yeah, all towards the car. Well, minus me and my sister split 100 between the two of us, so we each took $50, and then we added $50 into the main account. So I'm pretty happy about that. We got over $1,000, I think, now in that account, right? Plus another sister owes me money. Plus we got free checks. So I've been trying not to go too heavily into my checks, just so that I know that I can pull up a free check too. So that makes it like I'm at $1,500 or $1,600, another $1,000. I will be able to get something safety. So I'm pretty excited about getting back on the road, right? And to know what's the best part of it is to know that I did it myself, right? That I didn't have to rely on anybody or right, that I just did this. I just did this myself. I didn't live beyond my means, right? That I didn't have to go out and get a loan. I was actually thinking, because I want to do a little bit of traveling. I thought, well, maybe I could just rent a car for a few days and go camping, but that wouldn't feel the same, because the whole idea is to have my own vehicle, right? And as I look out the window to see if there's a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, right? Unlimited 2021, big bull bars, big tires, running lights. Oh yeah, I haven't forgotten, and I still see it, and it's still the thumbnail on my phone. And let me see if I can. Whoops. Can show that if you don't know. There's my truck, you guys. That's the truck that I want. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it? And I keep it as the thumbnail on my phone, so I'm always looking at it. And then I look out my window to see if I see it sitting out there with a big bow around it, and I would know it was mine, or I think it was mine, and I would run outside, right, and just hope that I wouldn't be disappointed by saying, "What are you doing? I bought that car for my daughter." And then I would just have to say is, then can I call you daddy? Because this is my truck. This is my truck, right? Yeah, but I keep it on. I keep it on my phone, right? As my screensaver like that, and that way I can look at it whenever I want. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I have so many, right? Like the percentage of the people on my lives that are actually taking those vaccines. I'm really, really pleased. This is going to make a big difference, right? This is going to make it so we can do some traveling because Sharon has her passport too. Sharon has her passport. Wouldn't it be amazing if your son and his partner and you could go on a trip and you guys could plan it together, right? Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? Oh, okay. Thank you, Sharon. I didn't know whether or not these would help with the variants because there are lots of variants going on too, right? Yeah, the Rubicon. I love the Rubicon. It's the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Unlimited 2021. It looks like an unlimited. It looks like an unlimited, but it has that really manly feel, that really masculine feel with it, especially when it has the big, big tires. It's my favorite truck. It's my favorite truck. Yeah, it's the type of truck that it's the vehicle that I want. It's the Jeep that I want. It's the one that I've been manifesting and dreaming about and saying, this truck is coming to me. I'm looking forward to this truck arriving at any moment. At any moment. I'm ready to look out the window. I'm watching for it. It's gonna arrive any second now, right? It hasn't yet, but I'm confident at some point I'm going to get my Rubicon, my 2021 Rubicon Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. But you know what? Maybe it'll be in the year 2040 and I'll get a used one from 2021, right? Eventually, we get what we think about, we manifest. And I think about that truck. That truck would be perfect for me for the road, wouldn't it? For me to get out bushwhacking, right? I could get myself out of any mess that you could possibly think of. The only problem with this truck would be the cost of the insurance. It would probably cost me $500 a month to insure this vehicle. It probably would. But I would work the extra hours just for the privilege, right? I would just work the extra hours just for the privilege of having a vehicle like that, something that I could depend on, something that I know I could stay safe in, something that I know I could go camping and go bushwhacking, right? Something that looks really cool that says, okay, Cindy, you made it. Because that's what it says to me. That I see people who have that vehicle, right? I go, oh, they must have the most amazing job, right? The planes are flying over the city. It always makes me wonder, right? Because I know you can't fly a plane over New York, but this is a big plane and it's flying right over the top of the city like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I love Frosties. When I go to Wendy's, I absolutely love Frosties. Oh, it's still cold here. It only went to like +2 today. It did, there was lots of sun, but we have lots of sun all the time. But yeah, it's still pretty chilly here, you guys. It's still pretty chilly. Just go. It's nice to have Melvin in. We missed you, Melvin, last week, right? You didn't pop in last week. Yeah, I like a meaty car. I like a meaty truck, right? I do. I don't know how I think I could afford such a thing, right? But I trust if I want it, it'll find a certain way. And I tell you, the coincidences that have been happening in my life this week. Holy moly. Like I barely think of things and they show up. I was watching a video and I got it right here. I was watching a video and it was a lady and she gives out advice and stuff and she talks to Jesus, but she swings a pendulum, right? And I says, "Oh, is that ever neat? I want a pendulum. I want a pendulum." And then the very next day, they'd never been at my work, sitting with the jewelry. A lady pulls it up. She goes, "Oh, what is that?" And I looked at it and I went, "Oh, maybe it's a necklace," right? And then she left it. And then I went over to get it. And oh my goodness, it's a pendulum. And not only did I get one, but I got two, right? I don't like the chains on these. So I'm going to get a nice piece of leather or some nice beads or something for this, right? Some nice prayer beads or something. Yeah, I was really happy. But I was just thinking about it and I didn't even know what it was. And it was just like Hermes too, that I stare at every single day looking out my window, right? Because he sits on the top. He's like 30 feet tall, no, 20 feet tall. And he's gold. He's the golden boy. And he sits at the top of our legislative building. But one of my customers said that golden boy actually had wings and the wings broke, right? So they turned him into the golden boy, but actually he was Hermes, which would tie into all the Da Vinci Code stuff going on with the build of the architectural aspects of the building, right? So Hermes has been and archangels and all this funny stuff just coming at me right and left, and these things I didn't even know what they were like a week ago, and now I'm learning all about it. It's really neat how things work, right? There's a lot of serendipity, and if you just leave yourself open, right? And if you just believe in the possibilities, right? Believe in the possibilities. It's really amazing what can transpire in our lives, right? I can't imagine that the life I have now and then look at the life I had even 2 years ago. Wow, totally a different person and all my doing, right? Pat myself on the back. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of hairy, scary, right? A lot of emotions and a lot of looking back at my family and the history and the things that we do to each other and all the forgiveness. And yeah, that was a lot of work. And hopefully we're coming out of it. But once we come out of these things, we just go into something else. It's the way it works, right? It's the way it works. We just move on to something else. But, right, change and choices. Just keep making change in your life. Keep making choices, right? That will force change into your life. And just hack away. If it's too much, you can always turn around and do something else, right? But just keep moving along. Just keep bringing these changes into our lives. That's what we do, right? As usual, Andrew, Owen, Sharon, Melvin, thank you guys so much, for moderating my channels and my lives and the comments and stuff like that. Thank you everybody for contributing to the conversation and being accepting and tolerant of those that join in the conversations and making people feel comfortable. You truly do make people have a place that they can come in and enjoy themselves for an hour and a half, even if it's just once a week, right? Bring a little bit of joy and happiness and interactions with each other. And if I don't say it enough, right? Thank you so much, right? Thank you so much. Let's just take a look at these last few comments here and see what everybody's got to say before we call it a night. I am tired. Oh boy, I'm tired. And that's what happens on Sunday night. It won't always be that way, but we adapt and we conquer, don't we? We just kind of move with the change as much as we can, right? For sure it would. For sure it would. Compare Mercury I'm writing that down, Sharon. I'm writing that down. Yeah, Hermes has been popping into my life all week in really strange things. Like even yesterday when I was at work and I was putting books on the shelves, there was a book I was putting out and I pulled it out and it was all about Hermes. Now, a week ago, if I'd been putting out that same book, I would have just put it on the shelf. I would have just put it on the shelf and not given it another thought because I didn't know what it was. But because Hermes has been coming across my path this week, I took a mental note and I just like, holy cow, the serendipity and the coincidence in my life, it just makes my head spin, right? But I'm going to count it as a good thing, right? And just keep moving forward, right? Making good choices along the way and just see what kind of amazing things pop into my life. Okay, everybody, that's everything for tonight. That's our live. I hope everybody has a great night. Oh, Nancy popped back in. Nancy popped back in. Amazing. I told Sharon that she just missed you by a moment. She just missed you by a moment and that you would have been sorry to have missed her. So I'm glad you actually had a moment that you're able to come back into the live and see Sharon and see everybody. I will. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everybody. I will have a great week. I will have a great week. And I know we'll see you in the lives because you give me hearts and stuff. I know you're there. I feel you there, right? You're part of the feed that keeps me going for sure. And we are moving forward, right? Sometimes it's slowly, sometimes it's through the trudging and the exhaustion, but we get it done. Happy Mother's Day again. Yes. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Right? Yeah. Okay, everybody. That's everything for tonight. We'll see each other next Sunday. And don't hesitate to get a hold of me. You can contact me through Instagram or Facebook, right? In the comments down below. I would love to hear if you have any questions or ideas for my lives. I would love to hear it. But again, thank you, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.